What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the pursuit mode that was just added to CarX Street. I've got early access for you, so I got all the details about the mode. It is out right now as of publishing this video. You can go and play it. Just go and download the latest update for CarX Street. It is ready to go. So let's get into it, man. Let's go. All right, I'm going to be talking fast, so we're trying to get through everything here. This video is actually just a simple breakdown of the mode, so you understand how it plays, some simple strategies, things that we've learned. I didn't get a chance to test this with a full lobby. I only got a chance to test it with 4 people. That was Simgii, Goliath, and Phteven. You guys can check out their channels. They make racing content as well. It'll be linked in the description down below. Shout out to those guys. Thanks for getting on and testing this with me. Anyways, it was a lot of fun. I personally had a lot of fun playing. I thought the mode was pretty good. I thought that it could use maybe a little bit of balancing, but to be honest, I really can't even make those judgments because we were playing in a 2v2 situation and the lobbies have the ability to get up to 16, which means it can be an 8v8 situation. And those matches are probably going to play out a lot different than what we saw in a 2v2. The strategy might be different. There might be a lot more blocking or a lot more, cop presence in and around the points. But let me just talk about how to get into this mode first before I get too ahead of myself. Then we'll talk about the basics of the mode itself. So first, when you're in free roam, you can just open up your map, hit the online left stick down, and it brings up the multiplayer menu. You have multiplayer, you have pursuit mode, and you have join with code. Obviously, that's if you want to join your friends or you want to join a very specific lobby. Now, pursuit mode is its own thing. It is completely match made. You log into that and it puts you in a match with anyone else who's looking for a match, or if there's a match in progress, it should put you in that as well. Now, we tested this a little bit, but like I said, there's not enough people on this early access build for me to actually really test this stuff. So maybe tune into my stream or watch my stream. If you're watching this video, after the fact, watch my stream that happened that same day, so you can kind of get a feel for what happens when the lobby is actually full. That being said, though, you just press pursuit mode and it match makes you into the lobby. This is huge for the game. Outside of the pursuit mode itself, this is huge because this shows that they have the ability to make a matchmaking system. Now, hopefully it works. I don't know, as of posting this, it worked fine for us in early access, but there were only 4 of us. So hopefully it works really well, and it proves to the world that this game can have matchmaking because it doesn't have it right now. If you want to go play multiplayer in CarX Street, you actually have to find a lobby yourself. You're not just going to be thrown into races, and that's kind of a problem. I've made this clear to them, to the devs, a couple of times, and matchmaking would go a long way in this game because then you could actually get races. If you just pop on this game and you want to find races, it's really difficult. You can find a lot of lobbies where people are just drifting around in free roam, which makes sense because the game feels really good to drift, but it doesn't really help you in terms of racing and competing and having this PvP experience. They just don't have it until now with the pursuit mode. The pursuit mode is just that. It's PvP. There are no cops in free roam. There are no AI cops. It's player versus player, and it's going to be a matchmaking scenario. So when you log into pursuit mode, you get met with the choice of 3 different cars, depending on which side that they put you on. So you don't have a choice. You get to just play both of the sides within one match. You get to play the police and you get to play the racers, and it switches at halftime. So let's say you log in and you find yourself on the cop squad. You have 3 different cars that you can choose from, and then you are on your way and the game begins immediately. So upon spawning in, you need to select your car right away and get going. Now, for the racers, it's the same thing. You've got 3 cars. All of them are loaned. The cop cars and the racer cars, they're all loaned. So you don't have to worry about having cars in your inventory. You don't have to worry. If you just bought the game today, you can go in and play this mode without having any other issues. It is really fantastic in that way. Now, let's talk about the cops real quick because they have special abilities that the racers do not. Cops have the ability to, number 1, fast travel from different cop garages or cop spawns. The reason that's important is because during one round, if you're playing the cops, I'm going to consider that one round, there are 3 locations on which you have to defend. Each of those locations will be active at a different time. So in the very beginning, you're going to have location 1. That's where all of the boxes are going to spawn, where the racers need to go get the box and bring them back to the garage to get points. Your job is to stop them. So you have location 1, you need to defend that. You can just fast travel to a police spawn that's near that location. Then when it switches to location 2, the racers actually have to drive to that location, whereas you can just fast travel to the nearest cop spawn. It's very nice. It allows you to set up a little bit of a defense. It allows you to sort of be ready when the racers are there, and it makes sure that it kind of resets the fight a little bit. Now, in terms of gear, Each of these classes has gear. The cops have spike strips. They get 3 of them, and they do respawn on a timer, but you can have 3 of them out at a time. So you can throw down 3 of them like right in front of somebody if you'd like to. Now the racers, on the other hand, don't have all of those tricks, but they do have an EMP. An EMP makes the cop cars completely undrivable for a period of time, and it makes them turn, actually. So if you have a cop right on your tail and you pop an EMP, it almost feels a little bit OP because they will turn and spin out and you are absolutely gone. The kicker is that it has a pretty long like respawn timer. Like it takes a pretty long time to get that back. And even if you die and crash or a cop busts you and you respawn, which does happen, you still don't have that EMP until that full timer goes up. So that's sort of their way of balancing it. And speaking of balancing, like I said, I played it in a 2v2 situation. We did not get a full 8v8 experience, but it feels like maybe the balancing might be a little bit off. I just want to be really clear. I had a lot of fun playing the mode. I think the mode is nice. It's a little bit different than what we've seen in previous games and, you know, in Need for Speed or things like that. It feels like they tried to make something different, and I'm absolutely happy with that. Now, could it use some balancing, maybe some like longer timers, or maybe, you know, the fast traveling of the cops could be limited, or like there's all of that stuff we're going to figure out after we're playing the mode. I don't think they've had a chance to really test this with a large player base, so this is going to be interesting to see what happens in this first little, you know, this little bit. Maybe they can make some changes or make some balancing. It doesn't matter. All that stuff I just want to say because I feel like certain things were pretty OP, like the EMPs are really, really effective against the cops, but the cops have the ability to fast travel. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to say whether it's balanced or not. Bottom line is the mode feels really cool. It actually feels a little bit different than any Need for Speed stuff that I've played. It feels fun to play, and that's something that this game is missing. The game is missing the ability to just jump in and have fun in a matchmaking scenario where you don't have to think about it. Speaking of that, when the game ends, it just loads you back in and starts another one right over again. You select your cars and you're on your way. But let me get back to like the general flow of things. All right, so you spawn in, you pick your car, you go for it. You have 3 locations. You start with the first one, the timer goes up, you go to the second one, timer goes up, you go to the third one. Once that's up, you switch sides and you get to be the racers. Your goal as the racer is to grab the box that's in a certain location. Everyone can see this on the mini map, by the way. You grab the box that's in a certain location, that's your points, and you bank that at a garage. That's how you gain points for your team. It's a team-based game. It's a cops versus racers situation. So team play and coordination and, you know, being able to like help your teammates is a big deal. And I think it's even more of a big deal the bigger the lobbies. So you can pick up as many of those as you want. You don't have to pick up 1. You can pick up 5 or 10 of them and then bank them. The problem is the longer you stay out without banking those points, the more risk that you have to lose them and get busted by the cops. And speaking of getting busted by the cops, the way the cops bust you is by crashing you out. There's a vehicle health system. There's also a vehicle stun system. If you bump into something as a racer, your vehicle will be stunned for a period of time. If a cop hits you, you will be stunned for a limited time. Same thing with the spike strips. If you hit the spike strips, it's pretty difficult to try to get out of that scenario. So there's a lot of things that you have to be aware of as a racer, and there's a lot of strategy that's involved as the cops. This is a PvP pursuit mode, and it's honestly a lot of fun to play. I had a ton of fun, and I really appreciate these 3 for, you know, letting me jump in a little bit early. And of course, shout out to Carix for hitting me up and allowing me to test it early, because I'm very, very excited to be able to play it. It was just a breath of fresh air for the game, especially for me. I took a lot of time off and now I'm kind of back. I do want to play this a little bit more. I'm having fun with it. I'm going to keep playing it until it's no longer fun. And so I don't know what that means, but I'm just letting you guys know I did have a lot of fun with it. I think the future of this mode, really, it has to be something along the lines of like allowing us to build and customize our own cop cars. I think that would maybe put us at a little bit of an advantage over the competition. So it wouldn't bother me at all if it was just like customizing the cop cars. Like if we could build them a certain way, have them looking a certain way, have customizable pieces, different light bars, different bull horns on the front, you know, different, like just different elements to the cop cars, very similar to Need for Speed. I would like to be able to customize those cars in my garage, or, you know, customize my options. Even if the car stays the same, even if it's the same 3 options, give me the option to customize it a little bit. I think that makes it feel a little bit more like mine. I would like to see different cop liveries, things like that. And the same thing with the racer cars, even though they look good. I mean, they're customized by the devs. They look great. But I would like to see like the ability to do it myself, so it doesn't feel like a loaned vehicle. Maybe the vehicle stats or the like the handling and the power and all that could just be standard across the board, but it could be my car and I can customize it the way I want it. Just an idea. I don't know. But with that said, I'm very interested to see how the community takes this mode, because it was very fun in a 2v2 scenario, and I want to see what it feels like in a full lobby, and if it's way too chaotic or not chaotic enough, or is it boring, is it fun? I don't know. But so if you missed it or you hadn't had a chance to go check out my live stream and you're watching this video like way after, please go look at that. At least just skim through it and see, you know, how the full lobbies worked out. So anyway, I feel like I've said that like 3 times. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, send me a DM on Instagram or Discord. I read every single message that comes my way, and I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.